Today I'm going to be upgrading my halogen light setup to LED. I believe these are 500 watt halogens and they originally came from Home Depot. The cheapest LED version at our local Home Depot is $127 and they have another higher end one that's a little bit more than that. It seemed like a shame to replace everything though, since the stand is still pretty usable. I was over at a buddy's shop recently and he has the same stand and he put these lights on it. I thought that was a really good idea, so I went ahead on Amazon and ordered my own. They're only about 7 inches wide and about less than an inch and a half thick. These are made by Glorious Light. They're 30 watt and they have some waterproof rating to them, and I paid $27 for the pair. Installation is really easy. They're going to just screw into place. They literally just mount to the existing holes. It looks like if you angle the outer ones in just a little bit, you could actually fit a third one in the middle. You can see how the frame bows out a little bit. It seems like they could have made that wider, but you can still force it out a little bit so you can angle the lights down. It's really not an issue. The halogens were both connected to a switch box, and I was planning on showing how to disconnect that and use it for the LEDs, but I don't really need to. The new LEDs have inline switches. Not all of them come with switches though. I noticed quite a few that just are hardwired. So if you don't want to have to do any wiring, definitely look and make sure that yours comes with a switch. It's nice to be able to keep the old halogens intact just in case I need to use them. I have a Falcon power strip that I wasn't using, so I'm going to mount that to the stand. I'm just using some zip ties. This power strip is nice because it has a 15-foot cord, so an extension cord usually won't be necessary. With the lower wattage lights, I can run other things off the same outlet more than I could with the halogens. This is the finished setup. I lowered it down a little bit so I could get it all in the shot, but you can extend it all the way up with the LEDs plugged into the strip. I believe the halogens I was using were 500 watts each. They're definitely a lot brighter than the 30 watt LEDs, but I'm using the LEDs differently. The halogens are blindingly bright and hot, so they sit further away. And usually I would point them at the wall or the ceiling to illuminate the room. The 30 watt LEDs are a lot cooler, and I have them sitting right next to me pointing at what I'm working on. They're only about 2 feet from the workbench right now. So even though they're not as bright, I end up having more light on what I'm doing. It's a much whiter light as well, so you can see colors a lot better. I'll show you an example of the LEDs. They're about 2 feet from the workbench right now. This is off. And that is with both of them on. So we've got two 30 watt LEDs turned on. So as you can see, they are very bright and they're a lot closer to the workpiece. The color temperature of these LEDs is 5000 K. Below that, like in the 4000 range, lights will have more of a yellow tint to them. And above that, in the 6000 range, the light becomes more blue. For the workshop, I like the 5000 K temperature the best because I need good color accuracy. The hardest part of doing a conversion like this is deciding what wattage lights to go with, because you probably won't be able to see them in person before ordering. While the 30s are perfect for how I use them, if you wanted something more equivalent to 500 watt halogens, I would go with at least 50 watt LEDs. These lights are on Amazon listed under floodlights. A pair of 50 watts right now are about $38. There are so many different brands with good reviews. There's even a 3-pack of 60 watt for $57. Higher wattages are also available. So I have $27 invested in these lights and about $35 in the power strip. If I didn't already have the power strip, it would have been cheaper just to use a multi-outlet extension cord. Whichever lights you go with, it will still be about half the cost of buying an assembled LED work light at one of the big box stores. Plus you can get replacement lights if you break one. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks.